Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hey, cyber friends, do you have time to talk? Well, if you do, come sit down, let's talk. I think I want to start a random segment where I am just going through my thoughts, my rants, if you will. A lot of topics will be around mental health, um, dating, growth, things of that nature. So, if you are interested in listening to my thoughts or my point of view, you are more than welcome to stay, babes. If not, this is your sign to click off. So, I usually do rants like this while I'm on live. Heat of the moment, random topics of discussion. So, if you've been in my lives, you know how that kind of goes down. But again, bringing it here. If there's a topic you would like me to discuss, let me know. If you want to hear my thought process on it, things of that nature, feel free to let me know. But they're going to be like quick 10, 15, possibly 20-minute conversations. And keep in mind, I do have a touch of the ADHD, so it can segue in so many ways. But I love having deep talks and deep conversations, and I love when I get to do them with you all. So it's going to be interesting me trying to do it now as no one's like speaking back to me. And hopefully I stay on topic, but we'll see. So the topic that I am choosing for today is going to be, are people capable of change? I'm also going to segue that into, if you feel that people are capable of change, when do you feel like you should give grace, and when do you feel like your time is being wasted, essentially? So I'll answer the first question. For me personally, I feel like people are definitely capable of change. People are ever changing. You are not the same person that you were yesterday or years before, or at least that's the idea. You are not supposed to be the same. That's like a natural part of life, a natural part of being human. Now, if you're getting to the point where you're not learning any new skills, or you're reverting and going backwards, and the things that you did at 21 you're starting to do again at 45, like, there's something deeper going on there. But for the most part, you are supposed to be changing, developing, learning new things. And like they say, healing and things of that nature is not like linear. So yes, you could be doing well one year, and another year you could be going in a downward spiral, but you're supposed to keep going. For me, when I think about change, I think about, like, what is it that you're trying to change? What is the purpose? Are you wanting to learn something new? Are you healing something? I'm going to go from like a healing standpoint. I'm obviously going to speak in like a dating perspective. Like, if I have a person or a partner that I'm dealing with and they do very hurtful, traumatic, unhealed damage towards me, what is the reality of they're gonna stop doing those things? And I know we're not supposed to be in the space of like everybody's the same and things of that nature, but as a person with an anxious attachment style, as a person that cares about her mental health, as a person who's been going to therapy for some years now, you kind of get into a space when you're like healing, that you learn patterns, pattern recognition. Yes, you might not be the exact same person, but are you avoidant like them? Do you communicate like them? Do you get aggressive? Do you this? Do you that? Like, 9 times out of 10, if you are doing things that I've experienced before, it's going to go in the same ways that I have experienced them. That's one of the things that I would say when it comes to, are people capable of change? I think anybody's capable of change. But when I am trying to gauge Are you capable now in this moment? Now that goes more towards what's your level of healing look like. And I know there's no like quote unquote level or hierarchy, but I always end up meeting people that are not equally yoked towards me in that measure. When I look at like a quote unquote level, if you will, and you're trying to heal yourself or change things or grow, I look at level number 0 or level number 1. You first have to have the awareness that there's an issue, that something you are doing isn't healthy. And I cannot tell you the amount of women that I have dealt with in this life who believe that there is nothing wrong with them, who have some of the most toxic behaviors I've ever experienced. And if you bring it up to them, you're being gaslit, you're being manipulated, you're being led to believe that it's no big deal and things of that nature. Like, you aren't aware of who you are and how you come off to people. So the likelihood of you're going to stop doing the behavior that I'm asking you, it's not looking good for you. Now again, anybody's capable of change, and that's when it leads into, am I wasting my time, or should I be being gracious towards you? Should I extend grace towards you to change up your ways, to learn something new that you've never had to learn before? And that's one thing that I say might not be my strongest suit. I don't want to be like, I will just up and leave you. But after I've gotten to the point where I've understood your patterns, you're aligning with too much of what has happened to me in my past, I'm not going to stick around for it. I have to see some type of progress, some type of change, something that makes me want to say something that is believable, that you are willing to be different, that you are going to change to be different. So back to the levels. All right. Level 0, level 1 is just, to me, having the understanding that you're not perfect. You're doing some things that could be off-putting to people. You're doing some things that could be hurtful to people, whether that's your intention or it's not your intention, or, you are so deep in your hurt and your pain and your delusion or whatever has happened to you in your life, to where it's just like, and now I'm going to be a hurt person that hurts people. Whether you are doing it consciously or subconsciously, it really doesn't matter. A lot of people will go back and forth with you after they hurt you, and they want you to stop being hurt just based off the simple fact of they didn't mean to do such a thing. That wasn't their intentions to hurt you. But then it's just like, you still have to hold the space for the hurt. It could not have been your intentions. You could have never wanted to hurt me a day in your life, but an action that you did hurt me. So you have to hold the emotional space that it wasn't the intention, but it was the impact. And a lot of people who do not have emotional intelligence, who do not have the emotional availability, they do not understand that. And again, that goes to, am I wasting my time with you? Or is this doable? Is it fixable? How long could it truly take you to fix this thing? How long am I supposed to wait? How long am I supposed to basically willingly sign up for you to like damage me, mistreat me, have human errors, and you basically learn off the strength of my back, off of damaging me before it finally gets done? How much hurt do I have to endure for you to finally learn the lesson of, it's not okay for me to do this to somebody. It's not okay for me to treat somebody in this way. So level 1 to me, level 0 to me, is not having an understanding at all, not having the awareness, the emotional intelligence, none of that. Next step to me, next level would be like, okay, they say the first steps of change is to realize and admit that there's something that needs to be changed. So cool. You know that you're an a-hole. You know that you manipulate people. You know that you have a bad habit of gaslighting people. You know that you're an avoidant. You know that you can be mean when you're overwhelmed. You know that you have anger issues. You know all of these things about you. Cool. I'm happy that you know. Now what? Now what? So the next level after that to me would be like, all right, you know, but you're actually trying to do something about it. And that's the thing. A lot of people will claim that they have this self awareness, but they're very comfortable with that self. Oh, I know that I'm a hurtful person when I'm mad, but like that's just who I am. Maybe don't make me mad, things of that nature. And it's just like, no, somebody shouldn't have to suffer. Somebody shouldn't have to walk on eggshells to have your best self. You should know how to control yourself. You should know how to still be a decent human being, even when you're upset. I say to people all the time of like, you having emotions is never an issue to me. I'm not a perfect person. You're not a perfect person. I'm going to hurt your feelings. You're going to hurt my feelings. That's just the name of the game when it comes to dating and people being different and trying to learn people and people having different life experiences. That's just one of the things that's like unavoidable. No matter how much of a perfect match you are with somebody, no matter how compatible, how much you like somebody, how much you love somebody, hurt is going to be involved. There's just no way around that. But what I say to people is like, just because you're hurting, you don't have to hurt me. You could be mad, you could be sad, but you can still talk to me in a way that is respectful. You can still talk to me in a way where it doesn't seem like you're trying to pull me down low with you because you feel low. I upset you. Okay, tell me what I did. Why did it upset you in such a way? Okay, let me reevaluate, see it from your side, see what changes I can make, and hopefully we're not having to go through the same conflict again. But if you are putting me in a space where you're upset with me about something that I did, but you're yelling it at me, I can't change the things because I can't properly hear you. If you're yelling at me, it's putting me in a place where I have to shut down. It's putting me in a place where I feel like I have to, take care of myself and make sure myself is safe or be defensive. Like the whole fight or flight kicks in. So I really want to understand. I really want to know what it is that's making you feel the way that you do, but can you not yell it at me? Or you have to curse me out, or you have to belittle me and stuff just to get your point across. You have to be petty. You have to do X, Y, and Z just because you're upset. No, 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 no. That's not going to work for me. So, you know these things about yourself, but what are you doing to fix them? Okay. And then the last step to me is actually like doing the work. Are you doing the self help? Are you watching videos every day? Are you learning more about this topic? Are you going to therapy? What are the positive outlets? It cannot be, I know these things, but I'm going to drink myself to death. It cannot be, I know these things, but I'm going to pretend they're not happening. I'm going to be an avoidant. I'm just going to pretend everything is fine. I'm going to walk on eggshells myself. I'm not going to bring it. It cannot be those things. So I gauge that with people, especially in my dating life of like, all right, you have negative traits, you have unhealthy traits, you have unhealed traits. And I've worked hard. I've attempted to do the work in my life to where you having negative traits don't pull the negative traits out of me. I work hard to stay away from people that have certain traits so that I don't have to get hurt and damaged in the process. So when you get to the point where you're having conflict with somebody, I'm going to tell you my rules. I'm going to tell you what I need. I've experienced things in life, domestic violence, plenty of childhood trauma. I know my triggers. So I know that I cannot handle somebody yelling at me. I know that I cannot handle somebody standing over me or being physical or cursing or whatever the case may be. If you feel like you have to do those things, talk to me when you don't feel like that. I'm not really one of those people that are into talking immediately in conflict. I'm very into like reflecting and processing and taking my time. I'm not one of those people that like to talk in the heat of the moment and go off and hurt your feelings and say things that I don't mean. Like, words are very powerful. So if you do get me upset to the point where I know I'm not going to be kind to you, I know the delivery is not going to be well, I'm going to ask for space. I am going to say, hey, you did hurt my feelings and we do need to discuss it. But give me some time. Give me a moment. I will let you know when I'm ready, things of that nature. Like, and sometimes, depending on what, the scope of everything, how big it is, how much you hurt my feelings, is it something I can get over in 30 minutes? Is it something that I need a couple of hours? I talked about this in therapy before, because one of the things that I've struggled with in my life was like handling conflict. I used to be no conflict, no nonsense. Like, I'd rather self-sacrifice. I'd rather hurt my own feelings, because it's just like, all right, I'm telling you something hurts me, that's gonna hurt your feelings, or you're gonna react poorly, you're gonna be mean to me, you're gonna hurt my feelings even more. Like, I'm gonna bypass all of that and I'm gonna pretend nothing's wrong, or whatever the case may be. And then obviously that's hard to do if you're like not a robot. And I'm not a nonchalant person. Like, my feelings. You can read it on my face. You can feel it in my energy. So then it's just like, all right, the people want to confront what's going on. And it's just like, I'm scared. I'm anxious. It's too much going on. I don't want to talk about it. So I'll be like, we'll talk about it later. And then we would never talk about it. I would purposely never bring it up again, just hoping that we could ignore it and things of that nature, until one day later it happens again. So we're back in the same, scope of it. So there used to be a point in time where I didn't handle conflict well at all. I did not stick up for myself. When it came to fight or flight, I really was fly. The moment that you got the yelling at me, I was going to put my shoes on. I was going to leave. I was going to hang up that phone, things of that nature. And sometimes I am still in that space. Sometimes I do still hang up the phone on people, but for the most part, especially in the beginning, after I see how you'll treat me, after I know for a fact how you'll handle me in conflict, then I know what to do. Then I know how to proceed. My instincts, my nature is always, now that I've done some of the work, now it is always to attempt to go at it in the healthiest route I know how. Yes, my heart might be beating 20,000 beats a minute. Yes, I could be anxious, I could be nervous, I could be sad, I could be mad, but my first instinct is to try to tell you that what you're doing is hurting me. And how you respond will determine how it's about to go down. If you respond in one of those ways, if I don't care, oh baby, I'm the wrong person to do that with. That's one of my biggest triggers. You want to pretend that you don't care? Well, I'm about to pretend I don't give a damn even harder. You know what I'm saying? Or again, with the gaslighting, I don't like when people try to alter my reality. I'm telling you something hurt me. We're not about to argue semantics of what you really meant or what you said or whatever the case may be. It didn't happen at all. No, we not doing that. Or making this, I mean, I could have reacted like this. I mean, I used to treat it okay. And even though you're treating me a little bit better to your eyes or your perspective, it's still terrible treatment, baby. Just because you went from level 7 of treating somebody bad to level 3, it's still one of the levels, baby, and it still hurts, and I need you to stop. Or are you truly trying to hear what I have to say? Are you being argumentative? Are you letting me speak? Are you cutting me off? There's so many determining factors. So again, those are things that I gauge of like, yes, I am understanding of people are capable of change, but when you're putting me in a position to where I have to feel like I'm going to have to wait the rest of my life for you to change, I cannot be a part of that. I feel like a lot of my dating life has been me waiting for somebody, me waiting to be seen, to be picked, to be loved, to be cared about, whatever the case may be. I was waiting for something, for you, for this person, for you to be kind of, for you to stop gaslighting me, for you to stop hurting me, for you to not be an avoidant no more, for you to not do X, Y, and Z anymore. I waited for that. And at the end, you were never that. So I waited and I wasted my time. For what? And that's why I get into the space of, okay, I believe somebody's capable of change, but when should I be given grace? And when do I feel like my time is being wasted? When do I feel like my time is being played with? I definitely feel like my time is being wasted or played with when I'm telling you something hurts me and you're saying you're going to do the work to fix it. And you proceed to hurt me like that for 6 more months, 30 more times, 20 more days. You heard me say that it hurts me. And you still said, cool. Or other things that show me that I'm wasting my time. It's just like, you're the one whose communication is off. But I am doing all the work trying to figure out how to make it better. I'm coming to you with the ideas. I'm talking about you in therapy. I'm giving us examples. I'm doing research online. I am coming to you with all the ways that we could potentially fix the problem, but I'm not the one who created the problem. I'm getting my time wasted. I know that my time is being wasted when you say you're going to fix the things, but you're not taking any of the steps. You're not going to therapy. You're not doing no research. You're not doing anything to help aid you in progress so that this can eventually get better. And do you know how much that sucks of like taking the time to be patient with somebody? Again, you're self-sacrificing. I know that my person is not perfect. I know that they have some room to learn things and grow, and I'm going to stick it out. Imagine going to Disneyland or whatever, your favorite ride, or you have a favorite food from a favorite restaurant, and you know the line is long, but you know, or you feel like in your heart, in your mind, it's worth it to be in this line. It is worth everything for me to spend my time, my energy, because at the end, I know I'm going to have what I want. It's going to be feeling amazing to be on that ride. It's going to feel amazing to get my favorite food from this place. I know that it's not going to fail me. Yes, it's hot outside. Yes, it's loud. I'm overstimulated. But I just got to be patient. I have to sit in the line. I want to sit in this line. And imagine finally getting to the end of the line, not because you're getting what you want, but because you have to get out of line. The line is being shut down. Your favorite ride is closed for the day. You've sat in line the whole time at the establishment, just to finally make it towards the end. But the end is you didn't even get to get on nothing. You didn't get to see nothing. You sat in line for your favorite food just for the line to end because they ran out of your favorite food. So, like, imagine that relationship wise. You got me to stay in line for you. You got me to want to stick it out with you. You got me to feel like this is worth it. That my pain, that my hurt, that all of this will be worth it. Just for me to have to get out of line because you're showing me you're never going to fix it. So that's something that I talk about in therapy. That's something that I attempt to work better at. I used to be at a space with people where I used to see all the signs that my time is being wasted, but I still say, let me stick it out. And that's one of the goals that my therapist says all the time of like, she wants me to be quicker at things. And I hate that people who are quick at leaving unhealthy people alone get this bad rep of like, you easily give up. You're the avoidant. You're the problem. How are you mad at me because I see the patterns that somebody is not going to change? How are you mad at me because this person shows that communication is not important to them from day one? They're small things to you, but they represent bigger things. If you already handle small stuff badly, poorly, unhealthily, that's already going to show me how you handle the big things. For example, there was a woman who tried to talk to me. And granted, we're not serious in any way, shape, or form. You reached out to me on social media. You wanted to express interest to me. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Show me what you got. And we're having decent conversations and we're trying to get to know one another. We're not even at the point where I've even given you my real number. So we can have real talks, plan to actually be around each other and, really feel out a vibe with one another. And then next thing you know, the woman just ghosts. She just disappears. Weeks. And again, we're not together. You don't owe me anything. But I don't care for the ghosting. I really don't. As an adult that prides herself on healthy communication, you do not have to ghost me. Now, you ain't got to give me this whole explanation of you don't want to deal with me and what you really got going on in your life. You don't owe me that. Cool. But you could at least say bye. And one of the main things that I hate about, well, there's several things I hate about ghosting, but one of the reasons in particular is just like, at first I used to take it internally, like, what am I doing to these people? When in reality, I've had no time to do nothing to these people. So they used to really like hurt my feelings of like, what am I doing that's throwing people off to where they don't want to continue things with me or have a connection with me or whatever the case may be, when in reality, people got stuff that's going on outside of you that sometimes you're privy to and sometimes you're not. You ghosted me, ain't got nothing to do with me. Your ex came back in the picture. You depressed. You broke. You got stuff. It's plenty of things that don't have nothing to do with me. So I'm not going to keep internally taking that in. Another thing that I don't care for about the ghosting is, again, that's a representation of how you're going to treat me in the future, right? You're showing me that communication isn't important to you, that I'm probably not going to be that important to you, that you're going to feel like you can do anything you want to. You're going to feel like you can move in and out of my life easily and it be okay. It's not. People want to be able to ghost you, not give you a real reason why, not say a proper goodbye, because they always want to leave that door open of possibilities. Hey, I can come back one day. I'm going to just start talking to her like nothing happened. We're going to pick things back up and now I'll take her seriously. Now I'll take this seriously. F that. I don't care for none of that. If I feel like somebody is ghosting me, or I'm picking up on the signs, I would literally text somebody and be like, it was nice meeting you. Whether they respond, don't respond, I don't care nothing about that. That is me officially closing the door on you. You don't get to come back around when you want to. Again, you could have said bye. You had better chances saying bye, or you got stuff going on, or whatever little bullshit excuse you wanted to use, and be able to possibly come back when things have calmed down in your life, versus you just not saying nothing at all. So she ghosted for some weeks, came back, tried to have, and that's another thing. When people try to come back like nothing ever happened, you owe me an apology, right? Don't you ever in your life play with me, play with my feelings, play with my time, play with my energy, and think you don't owe me nothing. First conversation out the gate, and you acted like everything is sunshine and roses and hey, beautiful, and how are you? Where's my apology? Where did you go? Where's my explanation? You owe me something, and don't think you just about to waltz over here like you don't. Cool. So I stopped her in her tracks. So I was just really honest with her. I was like, I'm not really into people that don't know how to properly communicate. So yeah, I don't see this going any further, working out in any way, shape, or form. And she, man, I had stuff going on. I was depressed and da da da. The time to say you was depressed when we was texting for weeks and weeks at a time. That was the time to say you had something going on. And I was like, you could have communicated that. To everything she was saying, all of it could have been simple. All of it could have been as simple as you could have communicated that. So here I'm telling her, yeah, this ain't gonna work for me. And now you're upset with me. Like, man, it was one mistake. Like, you too strict, you too serious, and you're not serious enough, baby. You're not serious enough. You're already showing me that you could waste my time. So I don't like when y'all try to make people who recognize patterns or who have certain standards feel bad for cutting people off when the standards aren't being met. That's on you. Take me seriously the first time. Treat me right the first time, and you won't have to worry about getting cut off. Personally, respectfully. But anyways, what's your thoughts? Are people capable of change? What are the signs that you see that says, okay, this person is changing, I can stick around? Or what signs do you see that shows you that your time is being wasted? When are you more likely to give grace to somebody? When are you cutting people off? And that's my rant for the week. And yeah, see you on the next rant, babes.